Hey everybody, Tom Hunyadi here, and I've got the Mrs. Nikki.
Hi.
How's everybody doing? And we're just here to do our first video for Record Store Day. Now, we've been doing this since 2015, and
Sounds right.
yeah, that would be the first one we did together would have been Black Friday 2015, and things have changed since then a lot. I remember we got in line about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we were second and third. We went to the
Camelback, right?
Zia on Camelback. And wow, how times have changed, because now it's just like you have to get in line at like 6 o'clock the day prior to be first now these days. But anyways, I'm glad that we were able to share this together. We both love music a lot, and we've got a very diverse selection.
Oh, definitely. Between the two of us, especially. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I mean, our tastes in music just go in a lot of different directions, and this time was a little tougher. We skipped last Black Friday because there wasn't really anything that we wanted. So this was getting back into it, and I got in the line on like 12:15 this time around, and I noticed a bunch of cars in the parking lot, so I was kind of flipping out a little bit, but there's Swifties were there. So the Taylor Swift did a Record Store Day release. She was the ambassador, this year's ambassador for Record Store Day. So there were already about 10-12 girls in line for this release, and they were lining up at about 6:30 the previous day. So hey, good on them for being able to stay in one place for
and when you're in line for Record Store Day, there's a period of quiet.
Yes.
Where people are either reading or snoozing or whatever, and I looked and I saw those teenage girls, and I thought, oh man, nobody's gonna get any peace, and they were great. Yeah. They were very well behaved. I don't think they made any noise till like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I think some of them ended up going in the cars.
Yeah.
Like some
As
other
did
people.
I actually went in the car and slept for a little while. I was so tired. I never usually do that.
Yeah, normally the last 2 years, they were opening up at 7, which was great. 7 in the morning. And they went back to the old ways now, and they're opening up at 9 again for whatever reason, which is fine, but
it's painful.
It is painful.
It's not fine.
Yeah. I mean, when you get there at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, it is a little bit of a wait, but we're a little bit of a small community now. We know a bunch of people that show up anywhere between midnight and 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. We've got another friend, Stephanie, that joins us every time for this too. So it's been a lot of fun. So we're gonna show what we got. I'm now almost every time now, except for the Black Friday last year, there's always stuff that we're really excited about, and we always find it rewarding to show up early, because 9 times out of 10 we usually get what we want, and it's just really cool to share this experience with her, because I'm happy that she's a big music fan as well. So it just makes it a lot more fun when when both parties are excited about the same thing, I guess.
We have a good time. The only the thing is we were talking about going back to 2015, and back then we might have been able to get in the line later. However, it was like an Easter egg hunt, because nothing was organized.
That's
it was just all over the store, no alphabetizing, no genres. And so basically everybody would flood the store, and then you're like throwing elbows and trying to get people out of your way. And so now it's much more organized. You go in a line, everything's alphabetized.
Everything's in alphabetical order, and that just makes life 10 times easier. It gets everybody out of there a lot quicker. Yeah. And it just makes it a lot
nobody
easier.
Gets hurt.
Nobody gets hurt. So I'll start. There was quite a few things that I was happy about. As usual, we get what we want, and then we ended up looking at it and deciding, do we really want this or not? So we both ended up, I think, with 4 things. Mm-hmm. I did pick one thing up that I'm going to probably put on eBay and see if I can get our money back for what we spent.
I do not approve of this.
But anyways, it'll be the first time I've ever did that. But anyways, first thing I was really excited about was the Elton John, the complete Tom Bell sessions, and now I've got the last 2 items that he did on Record Store Day, which would be his first album that was never released, and then the Live in Russia as well. But here you go. This is the the complete Tom Bell sessions, like I said. Now, I believe these were recorded in 1977, and then in 79, 3 of these were released as an EP, but here is all the complete 6 right there, and really excited about this. Now, the hype sticker, it says the complete Tom Bell sessions, 6 tracks containing the original version of the 2003 UK #1 hit single, Are You Ready for Love? Strictly limited edition in soulful lavender 180 gram vinyl. Now, I do like this. Yes, I do like the vinyl. It is pretty cool looking. So I'll take that out and show you real quick.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, this is really cool. There you go. Okay. There you go. Now on to your first one.
So mine is just kind of a nostalgic, this first one, a nostalgic piece. And there were a lot of them. I probably didn't need to buy it yesterday, but I did. So I normally don't buy new records. The only time I do is on Record Store Day. So anything that's brand new on my shelf, either is from Record Store Day or Tom bought it for me. So this one is Jackson 5 ABC, and I just chose this because, it's really nostalgic for me. I grew up watching the Jackson 5 on TV, and as a matter of fact, my friend Aaron and I would get on the phone and watch the Jackson 5 together, over the phone with each other, and so it was a pretty big deal in my childhood. And I guess it was their second album, and it did get to #1 on Billboard charts. And this one they're all cool colors these days. I like this. So this one is kind of I don't know, cerulean blue. But it's still got, the Motown label and everything. So it still satisfies my need for nostalgia. And it's funny because I was just thinking about this album and I started singing Stop the Love You Save May Be Your Own just because it's a Jackson 5 song. And then I looked and I was like, there you go.
There you go. First song on the album. That is a nice shade of blue.
Isn't it? Yeah.
The second item I got, now being being born in 73 and then becoming more of a music fan in the 80s, I actually was a fan of Madonna back then. I thought her hits were really enjoyable, and videos were really good as well. I mean, controversial some of them, but really good. And this is the 30th anniversary of her film soundtrack. Who's That Girl? And
30th.
Yeah, 30th. No, 35th.
Oh,
35th.
Even worse.
Yeah. Who's That Girl? So this includes Who's That Girl, 2 different versions, the extended version and the dub. And this is on red vinyl, which I am kind of, I'm tired of red vinyl because I have a lot of red vinyl. But I like how this comes out of the top. But there you go. Here's the red vinyl. It's a nice, sharp, red vinyl. I think our friend Kittle Tool has this shade of lipstick that she wears all the time. But it's a nice little release. It's only 5 tracks on here, but it's an EP, and but excited to have this and can't wait to check it out.
I was a Cyndi Lauper girl myself.
Yeah, you were, weren't you? Yeah. You just wanted to have fun.
I did. Let's see. So my next one is someone who was an icon, the greatest known opera singer, diva of the modern age. So we've got Maria Callas here. And this is it's a compilation of songs that she has recorded already, but I think that a lot of people don't know her. I told people that I got this record, and and when I was at chorus practice yesterday, and I had people say, "Who?" So I got to educate them a little bit about Maria Callas, and she was a diva as an opera star, but she was also just a fashion and social icon of her time. So this one is Tom's favorite color. Yeah, right. It's a red vinyl.
It's a red vinyl. Look at that. Is it kind of translucent or is it solid?
I'd say
a little translucent.
Yeah. Mostly solid though.
Yeah.
So I think it matches her lipstick.
Yeah.
On the front of the cover, but So I just feel like I don't have this, and I've got all kinds of. I've got Pavarotti, and I've got. Bocelli, and I've got all these modern singers, and I don't know why I didn't have a woman yet, so I'm excited to have that one.
Plus, we frequent the opera a couple times a year, so it's something that we both enjoy. So my third item, I've talked about this on the Two Leg Show before, and I'm a really big fan of Willie Nelson, and this is a Willie Nelson live from 1974 release. Now there's a couple well-known Willie Nelson songs on here, and he had just recorded and released two iconic Willie records, one called Shotgun Willie and one called Phases and Stages, and so this is Willie live at the Texas Opry House, 1974. So it's the beginnings. The hype sticker says beginnings of outlaw country, as we all know, or people that know Willie Nelson. He was part of that big outlaw country that was big in the 70s, and we actually got to see Willie Nelson live when we lived in Chicago, and he opened for
John Fogerty.
John Fogerty, that's right. Thank you. So there's that. A couple songs you might know is Good Hearted Woman. You got Whiskey River. You got Me and Paul, which was about him and his longtime drummer. There's a medley that has the song Crazy on it, who he wrote that song originally, made famous by someone else.
Patsy
Cline, there you go, and Shotgun Willie. So I'm really looking forward to the song on here, Bloody Mary Morning.
Oh wow, nice! I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, so looking forward to listening to that. I'll show you one of the records here. So on the Atlantic label. And all of these record store days releases that I've been getting so far come in these nice rice paper sleeves. So that's a lot better than just your basic paper. Yeah. So there you go.
Can I have the cover of that real quick? I want to point something out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people have seen pictures of Willie Nelson this young.
Yeah.
So just here,
no beard.
Completely different. However, you can see the crow's feet. Right. So I think he might have been born with wrinkles. He looks like he's baby-faced without the beard, but he still looks...
Well, he's probably already 75 in this picture. No, I'm just kidding.
No, probably 50s.
No, he's probably, he's probably born in the 30s. Yeah. He's in his 80s now and still going strong.
Yes, he was. He sounded great when we saw him.
Sure did. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm really excited about this one. I'm a huge Carlos Santana fan, which is odd for somebody my age. But my parents, I started with vinyl listening to my parents' records, like a lot of us. And my dad had tons of Santana albums. And so that was mostly what part of my choices for what I listened to. And so this one, it's really super colorful again. He's just, I don't know, he's just fun, Carlos Santana. It almost reminds me of the Supernatural cover. But I want to read exactly what he said, because I don't think I can say it better. Splendiferous is a vision collection of incredible songs that I feel needed to be shared with the listener's heart. I personally compiled the songs in a flow that speaks to me and tells a story outside of time. The songs are assigned and designed to unite and celebrate humanity and bring healing and intimacy. Okay. So, not only is he an amazing musician, but he's thoughtful and he's soulful and it's just amazing. I went and saw him in Chicago. Yeah, you did. I went by myself. I didn't care that there was no one to go with me. I was going to go see Santana. Right. So I took the train from the suburbs into the city and then I took a cab or something down to the venue. And just sat there by myself on the lawn, and I read a book till he came on, and anything I needed to do to get near him.
And that's a 2-record set, right?
It is. Yeah. So we've got two records, tons of songs on each one. Right. Let me see. I think these are just black.
Just black vinyl.
Yeah, I think both of them. Let me
double check. Show them the label though. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah, there you go.
The Santana label, as a matter of fact. There you go. So yes, I'm very, very excited to listen to this one.
Very cool. Excellent. All right. Last one for me was the must-have that I definitely wanted. I only saw 2 copies of this when I passed by it. And and you never know when you go to these. That's why we go so early to line up in the morning, because you really never know how many copies they're going to get of any particular item, no matter how many copies there are. Some of these titles are heavily advocated or
advertised.
No. Eloquent. No, I'm not even going to... I can't pronounce anything right now. So, anyways, but this is Chicago at Carnegie Hall. Okay, this is the April 9th, 1971 performance. This is the whole show. Now, if you know Chicago, you know that they released Chicago 4, which was, songs from all of the week's performances. So it just wasn't one show. Okay, but this is. And last year they released a big box set with all of the shows that were performed in that week-long stay at Carnegie Hall. This is just one of those shows. Again, this was April 9th, 1971. Chicago's full show performance from April 9th, 1971 on 3 LPs featuring Questions 67, 68. Does anybody really know what time it is? Beginnings, Ballet for a Girl in Buchanan, and I'm a Man. Also, there's a poster inside, and this was limited to 6,000 copies. So yeah, I'm a huge Chicago fan. We actually got to see Chicago when we lived in Chicago, which was pretty cool.
And then here.
Yeah, and they still had Walter in the band, who now is no longer in the band, the sax player, and so now there's only 3 original members, But yeah, I mean the
put on a good show.
Put on a really good show,
especially if you like horns.
Yep. The Huey Lewis and the News opened for them, and
and then the second time it was they were playing with REO
Speedwagon. Yeah, and it was kind of cool because when we saw them in Chicago, Huey Lewis came out and sang "Color My World" when they did the Girl from Buchanan on there. But yeah, so this was just. The label is kind of the same as from the 71 Chicago 4 release. So there you go here. See that? So black vinyl, which is fine with me. Again, nice rice paper sleeve, and yeah. So this was the must-have for me. All right. There you go. So what do you got?
So I want to tell you what I didn't get. So when Tom says that there are limited numbers, definitely there are limited numbers. And normally with this group that we're talking about, that's the same group every year or every record store day. We know each other's musical taste, but we don't know each other's names. It's very interesting. But and I don't know that I would know them in public, in the between record store days. But we expect to see each other when we're there. So, one of the ones on my record or on my list actually was grabbed by the guy 2 in front of me.
Right.
And it was Jazz Sabbath Volume 2. So who in the world in front of me that got in line at 3:00 in the morning would take that from me? Right. So Jazz Sabbath is a group that plays Black Sabbath songs, but as jazz. And so I got Volume 1 last time, and now I've got to look on eBay and probably $1 for Volume 2. But I'm going to do it because I'm that way.
Well, that first one's pretty good.
It is. It's interesting. I don't know that I would put it on all the time.
Right.
But like this album's supposed to have Paranoid on it. It's just it would have been. I'm excited about it. I'm going to get it anyway. So my final. This was at the last minute. I saw it on the record store day list, and it intrigued me enough to knock a couple other ones off that I would have been slam dunks for me.
Right.
So this one is the Middle Eastern soul of, what's it called? I don't know, of Carly Records. And so this is kind of, it's different. This is a particular Sauron Baranian. Actually, that sounds Romanian, doesn't it? But this is his recordings from 1950s to the 90s.
Oh wow!
And so it kind of shows.
It's like a compilation.
Yeah, and it's like shows the progression of Middle Eastern rock. They have saxophone, Middle Eastern clarinet, hand cymbals, but then a bunch of instruments that I can't pronounce yet. And then occasionally I read some belly dancers putting vocals on the background vocals.
Belly dancers on YouTube or something.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm known for buying really cheap, really old used records from
around the world.
Around the world. Right. I have Bulgarian folk songs. I have sea chanties from Ireland. I have all kinds of crazy stuff that nobody else would buy, which is great because it's really cheap.
Right.
But I don't know. I didn't look at these to see. Real quick, they were a different color.
I think they're all the same, but it's a nice little.
This is it's a I don't know, orange, yellow. What you call this?
Translucent.
Yeah, and so Modern Harmonic Nashville. That's interesting. It's probably not the original label. I would imagine. Right. There we go. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to listen to it. This is four records. This set right here, yeah. So I got my money's worth for that one.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's another one that I had in my hands too. It was the Tiny Tim. It was a double LP, and he sang a bunch of Beatles songs on there, and I think he actually did Stairway to Heaven on there as well too. But I mean, the price was just a little bit more than what I wanted to pay. I think that one was $45, $46
for it to just be a novelty. Yeah.
Right, yeah, and that's what it would have been too. Just more or less, you listen to it once and you just hear how his renditions with that voice of his, But the last thing I did pick up, and I guess I was just built in with the excitement of all the girls wanting the Taylor Swift record. So I did pick it up, and I am gonna and then when you bought it, you got the ambassador button right there. So I am gonna put this sucker on eBay and see if I can get some good cash for this.
Do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home.
I am not a fan of people buying records just to put them on eBay.
Nor am I. But it's a shame, and then unfortunately a lot of people do it. But you know what? It's it's just gonna happen.
I never thought
it's gonna happen.
I never thought you'd do it.
Anyways, but I know, I'm so sorry, but you've been in my man cave long enough, so I think we're gonna end this.
Yeah, I'm not allowed in here normally.
Anyways, but thank you for doing this video,
thanks for having me on.
And we're gonna maybe do this again if if all the comments are nice.
Yeah, we'll see.
But anyways, thank you all for checking this video out, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. Bye.